record.
Awesome. Okay, got
I
it.
feel so powerful.
All right, so we're recording now.
Perfecto. Atlanta Market Council today is August 13th. And today's meeting will mostly be about, since Peyton just joined us since we're recording now, will mostly be about the logistics of getting the diamond training and Craig's visit all together, the logistics of it, the details of it, so that we can pull off a really great event that benefits the coaches in Atlanta. But before we kind of go into there, and the goal is that this call will be no longer than about 20 minutes. But I want to say that I was seriously blown away by the Super Saturday event. I've been in this role now for about 2 years. And so what is that, 8 Super Saturdays I've been to, and seriously, it's been the best one as far as the culture and what Carl would expect when we get there, like the success wall, and that was a very unique way to do your success wall. The E&E, or not the E&E, the Shakeology samples, the product. I'd never even seen the product table before, where you guys had the personal development for sale. I love that, and I love how that adds to your slush fund. The Shanta girl, you just were phenomenal. You were funny. You kept it going. You were energetic. I was completely blown away with just your hosting skills, even though I knew that you had it in you, but I was just blown away. And then just the way that you guys came together as a team in that, that ninth inning, like Carl talks about, and pulled off a phenomenal event. So very, very proud of the Atlanta Market Council, and I'm extremely excited about where we're going to go. I know I set a big audacious goal for you guys, and it sounds like we're going to be taking that baby up a notch, right? We're going for what was the new goal that you guys came up with? You guys blew my 450 out.
Yeah, I don't know. Can you guys hear me? I'm on the phone.
Yep,
yes.
we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, we're trying to get a space that'll hold between 400 and 500 people for October.
Love it. Well before the end of the year. You guys are so freaking awesome. But the few things that I think that we can improve on, right? You guys are 99% there. It's just that one little percent that I think if we tweaked, the next event will be so much better. And the biggest thing for me were the speakers, and just making sure that they are versed in telling their stories, so that it has a point, it has a meaning, and it has an emotional connection with the audience. I think that the speakers did well, don't get me wrong, but I think that if we help them, like when we do the wake-up call and when we have the speakers at Summit, there's months of preparation that goes into those speakers getting ready to go on stage and tell their story. So I think taking a little bit more time and making sure that their stories are not necessarily perfected, because no one's perfect, but told in a way that would evoke that emotion in the audience, I think is the only red flag that I had, or the only pushback, or the only thing that we can do.
We'll call it polish.
The polish. There we go.
You go with
I
praise
like
and polish. We'll just
I like
polish
that
it a little bit.
But seriously, guys, that was it for me. I know that you guys had hiccups, but from the outside looking in, could not tell at all. So way to go. I'm excited to get Carl there. I'm going to be working really hard, pushing to get that, but you guys have already started to get Jeremy's eyes back open on Atlanta. And of course, we got Craig coming next month, which is the reason why we're here today. So Craig, do you want to
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Keyshawn. And again, I want to echo, my congratulations to the entire, Market Council, especially you guys that are on the call. I know that you guys really carry the weight of it. And hopefully it really, Atlanta and that whole area, Georgia area, it can be huge. It's big now. It's great now. I think we all see that it can really be one of the most, impactful markets in the U.S. And so I hope you guys are excited as I am about the potential that we have to continue to grow this thing. And like Keyshawn said, we want to put gas on fire here. And so you have our attention. We want to come out. We want to offer, all the resources that we can to help you guys be successful. With that said, I know you guys, I appreciate you being, patient a little bit with me being new and kind of learning the ropes here at Beachbody and what things are done and how they're done. the planning that takes place, the nuances of managing things through Facebook and Zoom and all these different things that really there's been a learning curve just in the communication style, from what I'm used to. But so I appreciate that. And so I know it's a little bit probably short notice. We've got about a little over a month and a week, that I'm announcing this visit here. And we thought, you know what, if I'm coming out, I'm going to be meeting one-on-one with coaches out there, trying to add some value, help coach, people up and get them connected to the company, and work with maybe some of your leaders that wouldn't otherwise have a chance, to work with a corporate sales person. I want to have an opportunity to take you guys out to dinner, to talk about Super Saturday, just be together and help recognize you guys and reward you guys for the efforts and time that you put into the Market Council. So I definitely want to be able to meet with you guys out there and, take you out to eat. I'd like to know if it works better to do that on Wednesday night, the 16th, or maybe we do it, we eat together before the training event on Thursday night. That's one of the details that I want to get, hopefully resolved. It doesn't have to be maybe on this call, but just to put it out there so that we have a Market Council dinner or a lunch or something planned on the 16th or 17th, where I can spend time with you guys and we can, kind of give you a little reward for all of your efforts and spend some time together. Most importantly, though, we decided to throw on, or I proposed throwing on kind of a leadership training onto my visits. This isn't something that we always do, but I would love an opportunity to get in front of the Atlanta market, into some of the the dedicated coaches there, those that are driving their business forward, for some leadership training. And we'd like to call it kind of a diamond training. Peyton's made she got kind of preempted her, and she's already on doing some hotel stuff and put a postcard together. So we're going to call it a diamond training, developing a leadership mindset. We want to make it available to all coaches, and do it on that Thursday night, September 17th. And so just wanted to get maybe a few logistics ironed out with you guys here, or at least identify what we need to get ironed out, and then we can openly begin to work on it together through Facebook. I do want to mention that there are a few important things to me about this event. I want it to be simple for you guys. I don't want it to feel like it's a Super Saturday, to feel like you're having to put on a big show and you're having to make invitations and we're having to, that's not the purpose. We want to keep this simple and even have that feeling of, hey guys, our Southeast sales director is going to be out here. Come get some leadership training, take advantage. It's on a Thursday night, for a couple hours, come on out. I want it to be somewhere, someplace that is simple. We don't have to be showy with this. It's a simple venue. Hopefully with free parking. It needs accessible to people, but just something that can be, easily, organized and put together with you guys, and really not be, overly, heavy for the Market Council to take care of. But at the same time, something hopefully very valuable, for, the coaches, in the area. So, kind of with those parameters, I'd love to get your thoughts, or maybe Peyton, you can explain maybe some of the options that you have so far.
Okay. Yeah. I've spoken with Marriott, who owns all of the Spring Hill Suites in the area, as well as a representative for Holiday Inn for the Expresses and all of those chains throughout Atlanta, because basically what you can do is contact one person and they can scout all of the hotels in the area and tell you what's available.
Okay.
But what we're running into, which I thought wouldn't be a problem because it's a Thursday night, but apparently Atlanta likes to have meetings on Thursdays, so or any time during the fall, really. So what we run into is that everyone is booked again, which is the same thing that we had with Super Saturday.
Oh my gosh.
But we've found one place, which is a Marriott location in Midtown, which is kind of the heart of Atlanta, so it's kind of convenient for everybody. And they can fit us for a $500 meeting space fee. But our
That's not too
other
bad.
problem, it's not bad at all, but our other problem is that we have never invested in our own AV equipment. So in order to rent that kind of stuff through the hotel, our fees could easily become $2,000.
I don't,
So
Craig, do you think we need AV equipment?
No, I think I as long as we can get a screen. I don't know if someone in the area has a screen, and I don't know if someone has a projector.
We have a projector.
Yeah.
We have a projector. If I
Yep.
need to, I can bring a projector.
Yep.
It would just be
Okay.
a matter of getting a screen. And sometimes they'll
Okay.
throw in a screen if you push them a little bit. Yeah, come on, throw in the
Yeah.
screen.
Or if
you
there's
know?
a white wall. I know that I've used a
Yeah.
white wall before.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, we
Yeah.
don't want to look too hokey, Keisha.
Well, it wasn't
Yeah.
hokey. It was a coach meeting, and it was in a market that didn't have a lot of slush fund, and it was ran very nicely, actually. And it was in a free
Yeah.
venue. It was in the clubhouse of their condo.
Oh, that's nice.
Hmm So of course there were about 35 people there. It wasn't like 100 people.
Right. That was my only concern, is that if we get into the 80 to 100 person range, that, Craig, do you want to be yelling, at that point? But honestly, to save $1,000, I'm going to make you yell.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Definitely. I think, we target that 80 to 100 range. I mean, that would be great. If we could do that. And in a room that accommodates that amount of people, you usually don't need a microphone, and certainly
Right.
I can project enough, to be able to do that. So,
We can easily get a screen, because honestly, going forward for Super Saturday and any other event, we're going to need to have invested in that anyway.
Mhm.
So we can easily get one of those for $100 or so, which is not a big deal for our budget right now.
Okay.
But and Jeff Harrison, he has a projector, so we can use his as long as he's able to attend. But again, if we needed to purchase one, that's something that we could also purchase for the $300 to $500 range, so that we always have it, because the hotels will charge you $700.
Yeah,
just
well,
to
yeah,
use the projector.
definitely. Yeah, definitely. We don't need the hotels. I mean, if you guys, feel that now is the time to get a projector, obviously I'll leave that up to you. As Keyshawn mentioned, we have one, here in our sales office that I'm able to bring out, and so that could easily be done.
You bring that out so we can slush some more. So you bring that out this time, and we'll slush
and
some
you
more.
continue to slush. You continue to slush.
Slush.
One of the Peyton, one of my concerns with that hotel is, are they going to charge parking for the participants?
There's a strong possibility, and that's something that I was waiting to hear back from them about today, and they never got back to me. I got an email while I was having dinner with my family that she was like, I'll make sure and get all this information to you tomorrow. And I'm like, well, it would have been helpful to have today.
Yeah.
But we also got in touch with a local university in Atlanta, Georgia State, and we're fingers crossed that that's going to work out for our Super Saturday location. Because they have a huge auditorium that we can use for much, much cheaper than what we've been using for hotels. And they have the space that we could possibly use, if it's available, for this as well, for half the price of what we would be paying.
Yeah, now we're talking. Yeah, that'd be great.
So it's all based on availability at this point. I'm waiting to hear back from them too.
Yeah. Now, Peyton, I kind of brought this up, yesterday, and I feel like it still continues to kind of like fester in me, I guess. So I want to bring it out again and and push back on me again, if you need to. But I definitely want to make sure that this event is that price and what it costs a person to come to this does not inhibit participation, or they feel like, man, I'm having to take my Thursday night, I'm driving to Midtown, paying $15 for the event, I'm paying $10 to park, and all of a sudden it becomes something that they don't want to come to. And so I guess I am a little concerned about it being price prohibitive. And so I just, if there is a way we can pull this off by going no more than just a $10.
Agreed.
It's just $10, and I guess some of that came. Keyshawn and I were talking. I was asking her, how has this been done in the past? And traditionally, we try to keep just these little diamond training leadership meetings to a $5 to $10 door charge.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
At the same time, I don't want to go upside down. We can't go upside down on it. But
right.
It's anyway, you get what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
No, I totally understand. It's honestly going to be the end point of how many people are going to commit to come and what venue we end up settling on. Because if it's the hotel location, that $15 range may be able to get us an extra couple $100 into our fund after we pay for everything. But if we're able to get us at the university and save some money, then we could absolutely do it at the $10 range and still make some money and profit. So it's honestly just going to end up being who comes back and says that we can do it there.
Okay.
With it being a college town, I wonder if there are other colleges in the area that have some availability.
Yeah, my thing is I don't want Peyton to spend all day chasing down,
No,
chasing down venues and waiting for calls back, and so I want to be sensitive to your guys' time as
we're
well.
delegating it, right? You're not doing this yourself, P squared.
Yeah, I think she is.
Yeah. I would say 90% of it I'm doing myself. Yeah. Come on.
Oh, we need some help.
Yeah. Yeah.
She does.
Shanta,
And I
Nat.
think that we split up with some other things.
Okay.
But that venue thing is a giant, so she does need some help with that. And we need to get together more and help her with that. So, yeah. I mean, I think a couple of people were. Peyton has just been more on it than everybody else. Does that make sense? Like,
Yes.
I'm looking, but she has been more concentrated effort.
Right. Okay.
Than everyone else, So, yeah, P squared is definitely, she's the brain.
She's the unit.
And I honestly do not want this to turn into like I'm trying to take all the credit or anything like that. It's honestly just that I know it's a need. It has to be done. And everybody else is either, their energy is focused somewhere else. So it's kind of just fallen on the plate of the person who's going to make it a priority. So I've just kind of been like, okay, well, I've been talking to all the other people. Leah has helped a lot. She's talked to a lot of people and turned up just as negative as I have. But she's also been on vacation and stuff too. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, let's see what the Marriott says about parking. I mean, to me, that's kind of critical in this, because if they're just charging $500 for the room,
mm-hmm.
and we put 100 people in it at $10 a head, then
Yep.
I think we're golden.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what
But
I mean?
parking is for sure an
And
issue, and I
so
think
if
that's going to be our major problem across the board at any event that we do, because the second that you get inside the perimeter of Atlanta, they're like, oh, we're going to charge you $20 to park your car.
Mm-hmm.
So, it makes it difficult.
Gotcha.
For sure.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, at least from the event side, like, I'm hoping that even if they're charging us, the $500, that we can keep that price. We're not going to need any other AV stuff or,
Mm-hmm.
Things of that nature. So at least the hotel cost on our end, I feel like we could probably cash flow it pretty good at $10 a head, even at the $500 rental. And then if people have to pay for parking, I mean, I guess that's, something that they have to do, but they're not also, paying additional for the, for the room. So, hopefully, man, it would be nice if they would, is there a chance that they valet people, or not valet, but validate? That's the word I'm looking for.
Like what? Give me an example of what you're talking about.
Well, when you say you're waiting to hear back from them on parking, is there a possibility that they say, oh yeah, when you do an event here, we validate your guess, or is that just out of the question?
No, not that I've come across, at least.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. So just to verify, I just want to make sure I'm understanding. You are waiting to find out if that Marriott does or doesn't charge for parking?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's gonna be what makes it or breaks it.
Okay.
But
Okay.
if GSU, Georgia State University, can hold us on that date, I would much rather do it there because it's about $350 instead of $500.
Yeah.
But I also don't know what all is included in that. There could be some extra like setup fees and stuff that we haven't had a chance to discuss with them at this point. But still, it would
Gotcha.
be cheaper than the hotel. But
Okay.
and from what I can tell from them, because it's a weekend, you're going to have access to all the student parking lots and stuff. So that would be quote unquote free parking because it would be built into the fee you're paying already.
On a Thursday night, that would be okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, yeah, let's just move forward with that and kind of wait and see where that plays out. And we'll go from there. I mean, the nice thing is I think we can, we're pacing out fine on this thing in terms of what is involved in the, in the planning, and I'll put an agenda together and work on, some of the meeting details itself, in terms of some stories or hosting and stuff of that nature. But you do traditionally like you'll set up like an online registration for this, or would it be just pay at the door?
Mm-hmm. An Eventbrite.
Yeah, an Eventbrite.
Yeah.
An Eventbrite?
Yep.
Okay. That's what I figured, but all right.
You had mentioned that it would be for any coach or Diamond.
Mason.
What was that, Natalie?
You had mentioned it was for any coach.
Any coach.
Okay, so they
Yes.
don't have to be any certain rank.
Exactly. Like the focus will be kind of leadership training and what I'm going to be breaking down, how to get qualified for that new leadership event.
And before that,
And we kind of call it, hey, Diamond training. It's like, hey, if you are a Diamond, if you want to hit Diamond, if you think you want to hit Diamond, you need to be at this training.
perfect. Okay, thank you.
So yeah. And Peyton's postcard, she positioned it perfectly too. We're saying, hey, there's limited spots.
Hey guys, I'm sorry. I have
Oh, that sounds so crazy.
I have a Zoom call that I have to
No worries. We're done, Keyshawn. You go do your thing.
get on.
This sounds painful.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like we put her on the laughing gas at the dentist's office or something.
Sorry, there's no.
Keyshawn. Boy, she looks serious. Thank you, Keyshawn. All right. Okay, you guys. All right, we gotta wrap up here. We'll coordinate the other details then through the council.
So basically, so what it looks like is we're looking for venue still, right? Or we're trying to lock that down.
Well, I think we're waiting to see what they say about the parking at the Marriott, and then
Okay.
Peyton's also looking to see what Georgia State says. If you guys run into have any other thoughts about, hey, this might be a cool venue, or this might be a simple, efficient way to do it, please just call and get a quote. Call and get a quote and let Peyton know, or post it on the page or whatever. And if we can wrap something up here, I would say let's give ourselves a week here to settle on venue, and then we still have 4 weeks to promote it. So.
Sounds good.
And locking down the venue and registering the Everbright are hopefully the the main two things that have to happen from a planning standpoint. So all right.
Yeah.
And then I'll put out a question on the page as well in terms of when you guys want to get together for a market council lunch or dinner. Okay.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right, guys.
All right.